dog's back to run the yard again today. Woo! 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 We're running this fucking shit today. Doesn't matter. We're pulling double fucking weight. The whole team on our fucking back. Because Diddler Dax can't keep getting away with it. I've had enough. I challenged him to go on a fucking biased platform, the Ricada Live show. Ricada wants it. Spectre delivered the message, but Dax is pussying out. He can only debate truly retarded Canadians and not the actual fucking big dog. That fucking runs the yard. That runs the show. That be dabbing on the fucking grifters who fucking sit there, stab a knife in it, right in the back, as they grift fucking shekels off a mother's tears. They gotta pull the weight of that. Well, I put the fucking whole team on my back, motherfucker, because I'm the big dog. Anyway, let's fucking get this shit done. I promised all of you motherfuckers Sunday this was gonna happen. You know, I watched basketball. I've been playing Switch for the last 3 days. I got this shit. I got all sorts of good shit. Look at that armpit there. It's so fucking sexy. I got the fucking Smash Brothers there. $79.99. I've got Super Mario Odyssey, Bing Bing Wahoo. I've got Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, which is one of the greatest games of all time there. Fuck your gay JRPG Fire Emblem fucking crap there. It's the best shit. Soon I'm gonna be selling fucking hats and t-shirts because that's the cool fucking thing to do. I guess Daddy Jim was right about everything. No internet friends there. And sell lots of fucking merch. Get out when you can before you're fucking grifting a mother's tears. Just can't fucking emphasize that enough. Anyway, let's fucking have a look at this debate. So Dax has been going on for weeks and weeks now. Fucking doubling down on the loli question, doubling down on it. He keeps getting called out. Now, is he just fucking going over all this goddamn bullshit with the loli question to hide the fact, perhaps, that he's getting pegged up the ass with fucking dildos by Marie and by Jamie Lynn Hughes, who DM'd me privately to confirm the fact that she had a sparkly purple dragon dildo? Maybe it's to cover up the fact that he arranged to meet some guy and suck his dick. Maybe it's to cover up the Ralph sex tape and the ISIS hostage situation. Who knows? But anyway, he's decided to double down on this to the point where he's gonna show us all. He's gonna fucking show us all by dunking on a fucking 80 IQ retard whose brain is so fucking coked out by drugs that it's pathetic. But the thing of it is, as we're about to see in this debate, both these people's minds are so drug-addled and their understanding of politics so juvenile that it's competitive. So let's fucking watch this shit. Let's watch this shit on the TV there. I just want to show you guys here, as Ralph just struggles.
I'm the moderator, so I'm not supposed to say anything about what I think about that whole entire thing.
To get them in frame.
Doesn't know me know exactly what I think, and I really had to bite my tongue there in the last 60 seconds. God damn, did I bite my tongue. Anyway.
Get used to that noise.
That son of a bitch really hard. Okay, so now we have to figure out how to get Dick back on the screen. Getting Dick on the screen. I think that'd be a little smart.
Like, you've been doing this show for how long? And you can't get a motherfucker to show up in the box.
What's up, man?
Yes, we can. We can. Hey.
They still can't get a guy to show up on screen. Like, look at this.
In the box here.
Look at this.
What did you think about that?
It's just embarrassing.
Well, go ahead, Dick. You have something to say clearly.
Were they debating on whether or not there's a God?
Yeah, well, that's what I thought.
I think if there is a God, I think he was very disappointed in that, whatever that was. I'll tell you that.
Well,
I listened for a while, and after a while, I'm like, okay, I have to keep my head in the game, so I'm not gonna listen to this because it's just a mess and fucking me up right now.
Of course, they was having flashbacks too.
Yeah, it was. Like, oh my god.
Look at this shit. Like, first of all, even if the setup was set up properly, it looks like shit. It's like a set of fucking children's binoculars with the gunted one in the fucking middle there. And it cuts off shit. Like in the Jay Dyer debate, we couldn't even read his fucking sign because it was cut off. His fucking formula, thesis, abstract, whatever fucking bullshit philosophical term he wanted to use that no one gives a fuck about. And my real question is, why isn't Gator fucking fixing this shit? You know, is he starting to wean Ralph off his technical abilities because he's gonna fucking run home? Who fucking knows?
I had fun with it. I know Tom Jump has never been a part of
Why would I give P.O. a view? He's made enough money.
the program here, and I understand the wanting to reach out and get me to mute somebody or whatever. But if I start muting people, that kind of throws off the whole thing here. I think I've only muted somebody. It's very rare that I would mute somebody.
Oh, other than Jesse P.S. or any enemy on the show, then you fucking love to mute these motherfuckers. But yeah, I mean, sure, you wouldn't mute Jay Dyer, a friend of the show, but any enemy of the show would get fucking muted for sure. You fucking lying sack of shit. How about when you block all these motherfuckers on Twitter? You know, are you showing your freedom of speech love there?
You're gonna have a formal debate, then like everybody's gonna have a clock, and like you're gonna have to literally mute people. Like that's not really what we do.
Yeah, I mean, I understand what he's saying on the one hand, on the other.
Like, why is Gator's box like now it's cutting off half of Dick's head? Like, this is just a joke.
Like at an Ivy League school, trying to fuck a girl who goes to community college. At a bar.
Like, how long has he been doing this for? Like 6 years? Look at this. Now everybody's cut off. Look at this. What a fucking joke.
What did you do?
Why can't Gator fix it? Oh, I know. Why even bother? Why even try? Now Dick's on both fucking screens.
It's the first time I've used this graphic. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Why are you even using this graphic? It looks like shit. Just fucking pop them in like on a hangout or something. Don't be an idiot.
All right. Somebody say something about the last.
Like, look at this. I'm just gonna fucking jiggle my. It's still better production quality than you fucking idiot.
I didn't really argue about part of this show, and Ralph's like trying to like do.
Look at this.
Trying to, like, fix something. This is gonna be the future of Twitch. Like, instead of watching video games, we're gonna watch other guys try to set up their live streams. Like, it's way more entertaining.
Wow, great joke there, Dick.
Oh my god.
So that needs to be a gimmick for a Twitch channel. Just an old guy, and like his like grandson trying to teach him how to use OBS to like stream on Twitch. And he's like trying to direct his grandfather to like set the overlays and stuff up. It would be comedic gold. Thousands of people.
Yeah, great idea there, Gator.
We have the next best thing, Ralph and his audio exec on.
Oh my god.
The next best thing.
Okay. Now,
1.4K people watching Ralph desperately trying to figure this out.
No big deal, right? No pressure.
no, nobody's
Your
watching.
brain just goes off. Like I can't even find where the X is on a window when everybody's watching.
Oh, dude. Oh. And you know
So
everybody's
bad.
watching too. And you're just like, oh my god, I'm so close. Okay. Alright. You know what? I did get it up. It only took like 10 minutes. But I did succeed. Ladies and gentlemen. There we go. Mr. Dick Masterson.
What a joke.
Now, I thought it was going to be a little bit of a more formal debate. It turned out to just be a shit-flinging contest. For an hour and 15 minutes. I thought it was going to be a little different, but,
I just want to point out, like, both of these people look like like, all three of them look like disheveled bums. Let's have a look here. First of all, you have Dax Herrera, who looks like he hasn't showered in about 3 weeks. Long, fucking disheveled, effeminate hair. Shitty fucking pedo stash. Looks like a fucking groomer who hangs out in children's playgrounds. You have Andy Warski, who looks like he hasn't showered in 3 months. The world's greasiest, slick back fucking man bun. flying on fucking cocaine, fucking broken down, like, just total joke of a man. And then you have Gunty, the fucking bald, fat wonder, looking like a... oh my God. Enough fucking said about him. But look at this fucking picture. These people are the saviors of Western civilization who are going to tell us how we should protect or not protect children. What a fucking joke.
Either way, though, so whatever.
Oh, no, fix the name.
I gotta fix the names, yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Let's flip it around for Lollipalooza.
Like, look at this. Like, the names still aren't even right. What a disaster.
Into like proper. We should have wore suits for this. That would be like.
Well, it might have been an improvement, you greasy bum.
My face is on a poster called Lollipalooza now. That's kind of fun. I was like,
Is anybody gonna get a job with?
Yeah, once again, what a great idea to have a debate called Lollipalooza. Great idea there. Really fucking good idea. Really good idea.
Anybody who looks at
Do you know what? I'm much better than them. I'm so much better than them. I am better than you. I am.
they're both sorry or something.
Actually, they're both 1,000-year-old vampires.
Yeah. Two men saving Lolly. One thing at a time. What?
Two men saving Lolly? Why is that even a fucking sentence that would ever come out of your mouth, even as a joke? I'm gonna save Lolly so that pedophiles can masturbate to children.
Alright, let me read these, then we'll do opening statements.
Oh, yeah.
Why not?
Oh, God.
Let's see.
It's great to be back, Ralph. God, it feels more expensive here. What have you done with this place?
You know.
What have you done? Oh, I just ripped you off, Dick. You're my father figure in my God there, Dick. And I've just tried to model my whole life, my studio, and everything in it after you. Because you are Daddy Dax.
Graphics here, try to spruce it up a little bit, you know. It's been quite the end of summer here for the kill stream.
Yeah, it has been quite the end of summer, hasn't it?
Dick been glued to the vacuum, and then it says, release the dingo. Flatland Chicken Rancher says that. Ciotti says, this whole thing was worth watching now, and that was after Triple Jesus call, which was hilarious, by the way. I was fucking completely lost it. Brazilian Huzz says, Destiny's here argument, it's real if experts wrote it. Not Walk says, drink too much, go off juice. Thank you for having me, Ralph. All good, man. Thank you. Space Cowboy 14 says, George Floyd has been sober for a while now. That's true. I probably wouldn't have read that. I thought about what I was going to first hand, but thank you.
Does he get a chip? Does he get a month? Shall we toss one in there?
He's got his reward already.
Well, you know what? He does rebuke Daddy Dax. Hold on, Mark. For just one moment. There was a brief glimmer of hope as Andy followed my advice.
Wait, Tom will go to hell now and then. Okay. 174 says Jay, and I meant to bring you in, man. By the way, I'm sorry.
Thanks, Mr. J. I'm glad it fits your conception of YouTube. Unfortunately, there are a lot of plebs out there.
So I apologize for that. Two Ninja Guineas from Mr. Bill.
Two Ninja Guineas, imagine.
For your Boomer Tech ass to ride to Best Buy for the Geek Squad.
Holy fuck, it's just embarrassing and sad. Let's read all these super chats that we're making off the exploitation of children here about Lolly. So Dax can tell us about how we need to molest children to save the white race. Oh, you're being disingenuous and unfair. Ah, fuck him. Fuck him.
Who loves you, Ethan? Jim does. Who loves Killstream? You know it. Lolly is bad for the brain. Go Warski.
Daddy Jim loves the kill stream. He loves it. Can't get enough. Can't get enough.
Thanks, Rob, for raping us before dessert.
Holy fuck. How many super chats are we going to read? It's just fucking shameless. Have not super chats just fucking ruined live stream shows? Aren't you glad, Toaster, that I can just read Daddy Jimmy? And you don't have to fucking pay me to read Daddy Jimmy $20 fucking while a mother fucking cries her eyes out about her daughter being fucked by Ethan Ralph? Just saying.
Chili Dog says, Jet Bat cheats and Among Us. Mr. Bill says, yay, yay, yay. Terminal case, read that, I believe, yes. Devin Dev says, Dick's view on Medicare. Oh, that's not nice.
How dare you make... That's not nice. Imagine Ethan Ralph saying something. That's not nice. It's what Faith... Oh, you're bullying me. Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm being bullied there, Gator. It's tough there now. I'm being bullied and... How dare you make fun of Daddy Jim's cancer? Daddy Jim is a sacred cow, and he's a legend. He has cancer. Doesn't matter that he's a grifter and a shameless fucking Janny who sweeps it up. Fucking abandoned all his principles. Who gives a shit? It's Daddy Jim. Everybody bow down to fucking Daddy Jim.
I don't know if that's...
Well, I would upload Godwinson's stream if I had permission to do so, but seeing as he won't have any contact with me, while he grifts off of fucking a mother's tears, you know, look forward to not seeing his content on my channel, I guess. It's not like I really wanted to have a falling out with the guy, but again, he says things publicly to try and say there's no issue, but then privately he will not message me. So it is what it is, guys. Sorry there that there's problems. Oh my God, there are problems. Look, there was a PPP show before Godwinson, and there will be a show after Godwinson. If that's the decision he wants to make, again, it's not a decision I've made. It's a decision he's made. Because, again, I guess he just wants to lick Mr. Vickers' ass. And, you know, it is what it is.
Nice to say, but that's what the super chat
Doug.
said.
Doug, I didn't call him a snake. There was one fucking video I made where I did a fucking promo in character as CM Punk, which then a bunch of spurgs like you told him was a snakening, and then even he himself said that it wasn't. So just shut the fuck up. Who cares?
Yeah, I guess we could do. I mean, I think everybody's sad about that.
Back to the matter at hand.
Players like telethon for him? Is that... You think we could do
Somebody
that?
told me to do a Hill Stream too for that, but I don't think
Just for Jim.
I don't know
Yes.
that Jim would
Heal the
appreciate
devil. The
it.
devil needs our strength.
He would hate me forever if I said something like that.
Like,
Not good friends
like think
with
about the
course.
way
It
these
doesn't have
think
to
about the
affect
way
you,
these
but-
people's minds work.
And my-
Just for one moment, think about the way their minds work. Our friend has cancer. How do we make money off this? Our friend has cancer. How do we monetize this? A family is destroyed. How do we monetize this? This is how motherfuckers live in this fucking sphere. How do we monetize this? How do we make money off Jim's cancer? How about you just fucking not make money off his cancer, you fucking shameless grifting scum? Just terrible. Just fucking terrible. Shameless, embarrassing, humiliating, shambolic. There are no words to describe the fucking thought process of these people. How do we make money off Daddy Jim's fucking cancer? What was it, David Axelrod never let a good crisis go to waste? Fuck.
Things tell me that he would hate me forever if I said.
You called him a devil?
No, if I said Hill Street Part 2, and the thing is, you could probably get almost anybody on there if you just say it's for Jim, Hill Street Part 2 for Jim, but I don't think that would earn his favor.
Ralph, would you look at loli to cure Jim's cancer?
Like, I love also Dax's fucking retarded thought experiments. Well, would you molest a child to cure Jim's cancer? Fuck off. Would you look at child porn to cure Jim's cancer? Look at my verbal judo, guys. I've really got you. How about you stop having sick fantasies about looking at loli to please Daddy Jim? How about that, you fucking sick weirdo? Would you fucking have sex with a child to cure Jim's cancer? I've got you now. Jabba laugh. Fuck off.
I'm the moderator. No. I can't. He said no. You know what?
Yeah, and Andy says no, like a reasonable fucking person. Oh, but it would cure Jim's cancer.
I'd let him go.
Good.
You're on your own.
You'd let him die. Good.
I'd let him.
What if that was a kid? I will always keep your memory in
It's not the cure.
Remember
I
this.
It's not the cure. And no matter how many times you come up with your homosexual, fucking libertarian hypotheticals to justify looking at drawings of fucking children, it still won't make it right.
I hear the beep. I'm like, at least I'm not watching Lolly, you know?
But
So
they'll
it's-
always- they'll
That's the
always
beep of purity.
they will always remember him through his videos. He's basically immortal already. Yeah.
They will always remember him through his videos. He is immortal already. No. 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 In 20 years' time, nobody will fucking remember Jim. No one. No one will remember Jim. The odd person might, but he's not immortal. He's not Elvis. He's not Michael Jackson. He's not Genghis Khan. He's not Alexander the Great. He's not this incredible historical figure. In 100 years' time, no one will remember Jim. What, are you going to tell your grandchildren stories about Jim who tell their grandchildren? And it's written in the fucking history books? The great deeds of Daddy Jim? He has lived forever. You know, he hasn't made a video in like 7 months. People are already starting to forget his name. The idea that any of this will be remembered, that you, me, the chat, anybody will be remembered, is fucking laughable. We're not going to be written into the history books for screaming into a fucking cell phone. Sorry.
Green Danger says, love that overlay once the video is set up right. Yeah, that's the problem.
You love the overlay of a set of fucking binoculars. Virtual boy vision.
They're like weird shaped, circular. So I had to like kind of finagle it. Augie says, I swear if Warski doesn't.
It's because they were 15 years old when the conspiracy videos came out. And so they look up to Jim as a father figure, but in reality, he's just another grifter like everybody else. Trying to make a buck. Crying about his cancer, crying about harassment like other people. It's all just bullshit, you know. Let's talk about a mother's tears, make money. Let's talk about a guy's cancer, make money. Let's talk about politics and make money. It's all fucking bullshit at the end of the day. You know, fuck off. It's not making money that's evil. It's the way that these people make money and the fact that they set up their whole lives on it. That's fucked up. You know, it's fucked. It's like when Angry Joe made money off Jew Wario's death. It's fucked. But it's okay because Daddy Jim gave his blessing, or Daddy Adam gave his blessing, or Daddy Ashton gave his blessing. It's all the same shit.
W, we're about to start it. DREO.
Just keeping it real.
Lolly is porn for pedophiles.
Yeah, Lolly is porn for pedophiles. Dick laughs. Dick laughs. You know, as he enables pedophiles and supports pedophiles. He laughs as California eliminates penalties, sex offender penalties for gay men raping children. He laughs. He thinks it's great so that he can rape children and get away with it. It's awesome. Whatever the law says is right is right. Awesome. I can rape kids now. Awesome. Fucking joker.
Oh, these blistering hot takes. Oh, God.
Chili the
What, like your hot take that jerking off to lolicon is a good thing? These blistering hot takes?
says, rest in pepperoni, Daddy Jimbo. You know what? I'm just gonna start with Dick and let him give the opening statement.
I get to go first. It's give me la liberty or give me death. That's my platform.
So you imagine Patrick Henry, who said, is life so dear or peace so sweet to be purchased at the price of chains and bondage? Let it oh never be, Almighty God, because as for me, give me liberty or give me death. He believes that Patrick Henry said, as for me, give me lolicon or give me death. Patrick Henry and the founding fathers would never have ever in a million fucking years considered something like lolicon even existing. They would not have even supported pornography. They would not have. They were very much informed by the Christian Bible. They were very much informed by their religious values and the values of the society around them. They did not believe that human beings would want to even, they couldn't even conceive of people jerking off to Japanese drawings of naked children. This is not something that was considered by the Founding Fathers. When the Founding Fathers drafted the Constitution and America first existed, there were many, many, many obscenity laws. Many obscenity laws. You couldn't just print anything. Even up until the fucking 20, 30 years ago, you couldn't do that. His conception and vision of America that's so morally twisted and repugnant and so far divorced from history or anything real, that the founding fucking fathers fought a revolution against the British so that they could jerk off to Japanese cartoons, it's fucking ludicrous. Ludicrous. And he should know that, but he doesn't because he's a juvenile fucking child.
Goddamn well know it. What's up, my pedophiles? How you doing? You're a pedophile. I'm a pedophile. Everyone's a fucking...
I'm glad you can admit that you're a pedophile, you fucking sicko. You tell us more about give us loli or give us death. I'd sooner give you fucking death if you want to look at shit like that.
Freedom of speech, the freedom of expression is not a loophole. It exists because what's in your brain, your speech, whatever form it takes, is not action.
Freedom of speech does not exist or is not a right because what happens in your head is not action. Freedom of speech is a right in order to protect the public discourse, in order to allow people to criticize the government, to criticize people in power without fear, to bring the truth to light, to express things that may not be popular, but they believe to be the truth. That's why it exists. It does not exist to protect pedophiles. It does not exist to enable you to masturbate and sexually gratify yourself to drawings of children. I am sorry. That is not why the Founding Fathers included freedom of speech in the Bill of Rights. I'm sorry. It's just not. To fucking say that their intention when they wrote the Bill of Rights was to protect your right to masturbate to drawings of children is fucking insane. It's completely against the founders' intentions and the intentions of anybody who was alive in the 1700s or the 1800s for that fucking matter. Juvenile. Bemedifo gets it. He fucking gets it.
Goddamn well know it. What's up, my pedophiles? How you doing? You're a pedophile. I'm a pedophile. Everyone's a fucking pedophile. Freedom of speech, the freedom of expression is not a loophole. It exists because what's in your brain.
You use it as a loophole.
Your speech, whatever form it takes, is not action. The day we run out of actual victims to protect is the day that I start worrying about drawings and how we're...
Do you understand that it is a worry about actual children? Because when you enable somebody who's a pedophile to jerk off to images of children, it's like with any drug. It's never enough. You have to keep increasing the dose more and more and more and more. You know? So if you're smoking weed, when you first start smoking weed, one bowl, I'll make it easy for you, Dax. When you first start smoking weed, one bowl will get you fucked for hours and hours, a whole day. By 2-3 months in of smoking weed every day, you have to start smoking a bowl every 5 fucking minutes. And then that's not good enough. Then you need to start mixing it with booze. Then you need to start doing all sorts of other things to get off. That's the fucking reality. And with pornography, if anybody's actually experienced with pornography, you start jerking off to vanilla shit, then you mix in some bondage, then you mix in this and that. Other fetishes are introduced into your pornography, and because you're jerking off to it and it gives you a Pavlovian response, you start to gain fetishes that they've inserted into the porn that you never had before. That shit does happen to people. So many people can tell you that fucking experience that it's not just bullshit. It's not just somebody's opinion. And when we're talking about this shit, eventually, because you've encouraged and enabled their addiction to child pornography, they're going to go after a kid. They are going to go after a kid. And not only would it be, even if they didn't go after a kid, let's say that there's no chance in the world that they ever touch a fucking child, right? Do you know that it still cheapens our value as a society? It cheapens the value of every human life when people are doing such animalistic things as jerking off to images of children. It's wrong. It's wrong. I'm sorry, like, it's very, very wrong. And this guy is actively campaigning to jerk off to images of children and saying it's fine. It is not fine. It is not fine. Surfer got the beers.
Yeah, I did, buddy.
Oh man, we're going over Dax and Warski
Did you
at
take
this.
the garbage out?
Yeah.
Here's the one in the hallway here.
Yeah, there's just that one. Buddy.
Violating those drawings. I thought we were done with this satanic panic bullshit a long time ago, but this country was founded on exactly this type of offensive speech when Abraham Lincoln said four score and 7 years ago. That's actually a misquote. It's we've scored 4 times with 7-year-olds. That's the original quote. The original 3/5 compromise had to do with the age of consent. That's also an incorrect historical fact. I think we're in a world now where all of us are acting like WWF wrestlers, screaming at the top of our lungs about how we're the peak alpha male, and this idea we want to present is that we're the best protector possible by protecting imaginary children and not actual children who are in danger all over the fucking world. That's my point is, you guys, on the right, you use pedophile like the left uses Nazi. They've been attacked.
You're the real SJWs. How many times have we heard this rhetoric? First of all, these jokes that he's trying to say, they're not landing. They're terribly unfunny, and they actually make people really uncomfortable when you start joking about sexualizing children. It's just crazy. Just nutso.
Video games, violent art. The fucking garbage pail kids were too offensive. The guy's actually been thrown in prison for drawing this shit.
I mean, it's just a completely false equivalency between violent video games and pornography. They're just two completely different desires that are being gratified. Desires towards aggression and violence are very different than sexual gratifications and desires.
You ever jerk off while you're playing Super Mario, buddy?
No, I can't say that I have. It's just a totally false equivalency. It doesn't make sense. And to try and lump everybody in who doesn't believe that people should jerk off to drawings of children in with people who want to ban violent video games or heavy metal music and all this shit is just a straight up straw man. Straight up, like just a total fucking logical fallacy there, guys. It's a false equivalency and it's a fucking joke. The reality is they're two completely different things, and if you can't see how somebody masturbating to drawings and illustrations of children could lead to them going further down the path of being a pedophile and eventually hurting a child, I don't know what to say to you.
The reason Ralph is not on YouTube anymore is for exactly the same type of thinking. Hate speech is not hate. Horrible drawings, no matter how horrible they are just drawings. if you want to make
But
an actual difference,
they're not just drawings. It's what they represent. It's the normalization of the sexualization of children is what these images represent. That's why it's morally wrong. That's why in the United States of America, it's still actually illegal. There are obscenity laws already on the books against lolicon and simulated child pornography. I don't have the extremist position. My position is the established position, the normal position for the history of the United States. And Canada for that matter. His position is the extreme position. His position is the crazy position.
actual victims. This shit's a charade. For guys to for the right. It's the right's version of the Nazi meme, and I hate it.
It's not the same thing. Again, like, it's not. We're not the SJWs of the right because we think that people who masturbate to drawings of children are pedophiles. It's just craziness. It's just, you're the boogeyman of 2 years ago. You're the boogeyman of 2016. You're the boogeyman of Gamergate. Bow down to me because I've said that you're Anita Sarkeesian. I've said that you're Jack Thompson. Well, it doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that.
Next guy calls me a pedophile. I'm fine. Find out where you are. I'm flying to your house and I'm seducing your wife. And I'll show you who's a pedophile then. All right, go ahead, Andy.
So he's going to fly to the house of somebody who has a child bride and have sex with their child bride to show us who the pedophile really is? What a great moral example this guy is. Conservatives really should look up to this man.
Thanks you made there.
Oh, it's just a joke. Fuck him.
I'm gonna have to dissect them each one by one, but that's
yeah.
a opening statement. Fair enough. Actually, first of all, I'll just say that Lolicon is fucking like degenerate as hell. The fact that you're saying that it's free speech when it's not speech, as it is sexualizing children.
Yeah.
Sexualizing children using Lolicon or CP is not a form of speech.
You don't say.
Really, I'm not at all. And I also think that comparing it to actual speech, like the N-word or saying a political
Actual
statement,
speech like the N-word. Like, why does his mind, like, any time that freedom of speech, it's so juvenile. The idea that freedom of speech is the right to say the N-word or the K-word or racial slurs. Like, yes, that is covered by freedom of speech, but it shouldn't be the first thing your mind goes to when you think about that principle. It should be being able to express your ideology, your political perspective, your religious beliefs. You be able to practice these things. The first thing in your mind when you think of freedom of speech shouldn't be, I'm able to say these naughty no-no words so that I can be edgy on the internet. It's just sad. It's just juvenile. Like, this is like a 14-year-old boy's version.
Andy raises a really good point. You should be able to say words like nigger and kike.
Yes.
That's free speech.
Yeah.
Masturbating to images of children isn't free speech. It's not speech. It's an action. You know, it's like the argument that art is speech. That's just retarded. You know, it's an expression you can argue, but it's not speech. Like, speech is a very specific thing, and it's when you talk. Nothing else is speech.
I'm not going to argue it with you, but I have a different...
Oh no! Paintings are speech.
If I write...
Well, how do you speak
Hold
a
on.
painting?
If I write words down on a page, is that not speech? Or because I didn't speak it verbally?
No, it's writing.
That's crazy, Surfer. That's crazy.
Speech is something you say. Like,
that is absolutely crazy.
Is it not called speaking, what you're doing right now?
Do you understand? I'm not going to argue that with you. It's just, that takes time.
What do you think, images are speech?
I don't know. Like, you don't believe that people should be able to publish books
I think this table
that disagree
is
with the
speech.
government?
Well, Why would I say something like that?
Because you're saying that the only speech is protected is verbalized speech, not anything that's written, not anything that's printed. Like when the founding,
all speech should be fair game. You know, you should be able to say whatever you want because it's part of your thoughts, right? Now, a book isn't speech. A book is something different. It's a series of images, but I do believe in a freedom of expression. Obviously not an absolute freedom of expression, or you'd be on Dax's side. You know, so obviously the freedom of expression has to be limited at some point. But the freedom of speech should be absolute.
Okay. So, and you raise a good point there, because it's the question of where do you draw the line with speech? Because if you're a free speech absolutist, like what Dick is saying here,
the paintings are speech.
how could you condemn child pornography? How could you condemn images of animals having sex with them? How could you condemn videos of somebody having sex with a dead body? Obviously, you draw the line somewhere, and so therefore you're not an absolutist on this issue. You draw the line somewhere, and therefore you believe in limits on speech. Therefore, we're not in disagreement, and I believe that the damage to society posed by things like lolicon is too much, and therefore needs to be limited. It's obscene and it's disgusting.
Things, apples and oranges. Sexualizing children and speech aren't even in the same realm. And then you said, you were like laughing at the fact that people were saying, oh, it's, you know, Nicholas DeOrio said, oh, that loli is, you know, porn for pedophiles. And I saw you laugh at that, or something like similar.
Yeah.
Now I want to ask you, how is watching, and I'm assuming that these people enjoy the sexualization of young children, whether it's drawn or not, how does that make them not a pedophile?
Well, I mean, they'll tell you they're not. Like,
What?
you can ask them to their...
They'll tell you they're not. So, like, if somebody murders somebody and they tell us they're not a murderer, we should believe them. Just believe them at face value. They said they're not a pedophile. Believe them.
Well, it's just retarded. You see here, what he's going to argue is that, like, masturbating to images of children and being attracted to naked children, that doesn't make you a pedophile because you're not a child molester. You know, but later on, he's going to make an argument that, like, he's going to contradict that argument later on, from what I can remember.
Oh, yeah.
But it's retarded. Like, pedophile, by definition, is being attracted to children. You know, and the reality is, it doesnit doesn't whether you're just beating off to lolicon or whether you're actually molesting a child. Either way, you're still a pedophile.
Well, it does't matter in the sense that you're still a pedophile either way, but of course, one is worse than the other. I'm not equating jerking off to loli to the same degree as molesting a child.
Obviously not.
Well, it's just crazy. It's just crazy. This guy, but this fucking idiot will try and say, well, you're equivocating them. You're saying it's the exact same thing. No, I'm not saying it's the exact same thing. But I'm saying the people who do both of those acts are pedophiles.
The difference is being a pedophile that's acted on your desires and being a pedophile that hasn't acted on your desires. But either way, you're still a pedophile.
You're still a pedophile.
It's the loli people. This all started because Digibro called in my show and said that he watches...
But he'll contradict that
he's
later
enjoyed
on.
loli porn. And the first thing I said is, well, you don't feel that way about actual kids, do you? And he said, no, fuck no.
Yeah, but in other instances, Digibro has told us that he fantasizes about, like, having a sister, a younger sister, that he can have sex with and live alone with and like have sex with, and then when she gets old, he's gonna kill her. Like, I've heard him say shit like this. Like, he very clearly fantasizes about younger children. He fantasizes about family members. He's a fucking weird dude.
Well, buddy, you also told me that you sodomized Croc with an iron rod so you could gain entry into the initiation of the Hermetic Order of the Seven Hills.
That's
Remember
right.
when you told me that?
Yeah, I can't believe you believe that.
And
Oh, I didn't
all the
believe
artists
that,
have
buddy.
emailed me the same shit. Like, no, it's never a question for me of whether it's a real kid or not. And I realize that, and people just say they think they're lying. Like, oh, that they're lying about that. And I don't know, if you're going to take the position of they're just lying, then I don't think there's really anything to debate. But I will say the uncanny valley exists. Like,
It's like it's impossible
Leela
for
on
people to
Futurama
lie.
looks hot, but I don't want to fuck no one-eyed bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like, there is
Like,
there's
what? Like, Leela on Futurama looks hot?
But like, I would never.
What?
I would never masturbate to like a cartoon picture of Leela and Futurama. You know, and there's some weird, sick fucking degeneracy that goes hand in hand with masturbating
Like,
to cartoon images.
That's
of
fucking weird. It's weird, man.
Leela on fucking Futurama.
But who's looking at a cartoon going, oh, let me get some of that. Oh, Marge Simpson. Ooh. I don't fucking know. Some weird fucking
your
people.
mind
Like Dick.
like when you see Homer Simpson choking the shit out of Bart, you don't say, "Oh my God, that poor child is in danger. I need to call CPS." Or
Yeah, but
say,
you're not
"It's a fucking cartoon."
masturbating to it.
Like, you're not masturbating to it. The
Like,
problem...
what kind of weirdo is masturbating? Is they're watching Homer Simpson choke Bart?
The problem is what people are doing with this material and what it could inspire them to do later. That's the issue.
Like, I'm watching.
It's just a
non-reality.
false equivalency.
Okay, so, what was, okay, hang on, sorry, because you added that second point. Now I'm thinking about that second point. What was your first point? Oh,
Now you're thinking about fucking
sorry.
Leela from Futurama,
No,
right?
the artist. You were saying the artist, right?
Who is
First of
thinking
all, we
about
have
this?
to assume that everyone saying that they're not a pedophile is not a pedophile. However, when someone someone does coke every single day, and they go, "I'm not a cokehead." Well, I mean, actions speak louder
Yeah.
than words.
It's like an
right?
hour.
Yeah.
And even if let's just go
Here's one
hypothetical
thing
that
legend.
every person
You working?
who draws lolly is not a pedophile. Putting that at least into the world, that type of art into the world, is perpetuating the sexualization.
Because I can do the
young
video in the
children.
office if you want to fucking play Dragoon out here or whatever.
Oh, I'll cook the salmon and the fucking shrimp.
All right.
Scallops.
Because we got to analyze this, you know. This is just fucked up, you know. Like, the idea that nobody's gonna ever call him on what he says during this is fucked.
And it might even come across to people who might not have even thought of children sexually, but now they run into one of these drawings that is legal
Yeah.
in America. It's actually illegal in Canada.
No, it's not legal in America, Andy. That's also fucking wrong. But what I'm gonna say here, yeah, Andy's totally right. It's people all the time will be watching pornography and then they're introduced to a new element in the pornography that they never would have considered as hot before, but they go, ooh, that turns me on, and then they get further depraved into the degeneracy. This happens. So if somebody's watching anime and then they suddenly are seeing images of fucking children, which they never would have sought out before, and they jerk off to it, now they're going down this rabbit hole of depravity. And if you can't see that, I think you're fucking blind.
But like they run into it, and maybe they.
I don't know, buddy.
taste it,
Everyone
oh,
sees
I like
that.
this.
There's no one
And
that doesn't
also
fucking see
comparing
that.
it to
Dicks just
violence like
wants
choking
to
Bart
defend
Simpson
child.
or video games, for example. I believe
You just gotta ask why. Why do they want to defend the child molesters
Well,
so
it's
badly?
because he's a Jew that lives in Hollywood.
Well, it's because
Like,
he wants to.
You don't have to dig that deep to know why.
Well, he wants to degrade the values of society, to make us question if anything is right or if anything is wrong. He wants to make everything a shade of gray in order to justify his own degenerate behavior, like bringing 18-year-olds to his house and giving them fake ID and starting a fucking weird relationship with Ralph there and getting fucking pegged with dildos and sucking off homeless men. That's what this is
He
about.
wasn't sucking off homeless men.
Who knows? Who knows?
or the
He's
depiction
sucking off
of
homeless men,
violence.
buddy.
I don't know. We'll have to get Cameron Clark. Cameron Clark I was talking to. We're going to get Cameron Clark on the program sometime this week. I was going to get them on Sunday, Monday, then fucking shit got all crazy and I got a Switch. So,
No, buddy. No.
you know.
Did you showed them your Nintendo Switch?
I didn't show them the Switch yet. Well, I'll have to go get it at some point. But yeah, we're going to get Cameron Clark on to tell us about dick sucking off homeless men.
Different than sexualizing of young children. So
Why?
for video, because
But you know what? I'm
Wait.
sorry, I would never.
why do I see it different?
Go ahead,
Yeah.
finish your thought, Warski, and I got a breaking news announcement that I'm going to have to read here on the show that has nothing to do
So this is where it gets fucked, is like Warski's making good points and is like blowing out Dax here. So Ethan has to interrupt with this breaking news that the Antifa shooter gets shot so as to jump in and save fucking Dax's ass. That's what's happening here.
Go ahead, Warski. Finish your thought.
Because in video games, for example, most games, like I say, 99% of games, they encourage you to kill bad guys.
Well, it's not even that. There's just a difference between violence and sex and the way the brain works. You know? There's just a real difference between those two things. And I don't think simulated violence leads to real life violence, but I do think simulated sexual activity does lead to real life sexual preference. We all know this from personal experience if you've ever dabbled in internet pornography, which 90% of guys today have.
Defending yourself. You're saving the day. And games like Grand Theft Auto, where you are the bad guy, they actually punish you for killing innocent people. They'll give you the star system or whatever. Now, whenever
You're saying King Koopa was a bad guy?
I know.
Is that what you're...
Hang on.
Finish your thought, Andy. Finish your thought, Andy, and I'll let you get in, Dick. Fully, but I got to get my... Go ahead.
Please, before I lose my heart. When I'm playing a violent video game,
Before I
like
lose
Grand
my
Theft
heart.
Auto, I'm not going, I can't wait to go out there and murder.
Like, Andy's brain is broken, but he's still winning the debate because what Dax is defending is indefensible. Do you know what I mean?
And I would say that loli is pretty much methadone for child porn.
All right, now let me say this, and I'll let you respond all you want, Dick, so if you want to write some stuff down, that's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah,
But the
yeah.
guy that killed a Patriot Prayer counter-protester, counter-riot, or whatever you want to call it, there in Portland a couple weeks ago, Vice News just did an interview with him earlier today. His name is Michael Forrest Reinhold, and they did a big interview saying that, you know, he was protecting his, you know, person of color friend, and that he acted in self-defense. Vice made a big deal out of this.
So, this is just a total distraction to fucking distract Andy and get his mind going in a different direction because he's a retard and easily manipulated so that Dax can get him. But it still doesn't really work because Dax's understanding of things is at a 15-year-old boy's level.
My sources are telling me U.S. Marshals went to...
U.S. Marshals. What has happened? The stream broke. Ladies and gentlemen, the fucking stream broke. I don't know if this is an issue with the actual copy.
This debate got him.
Here we go.
I think
We
he
didn't
listened
say
to the
anything.
first
We didn't
one
say
and
anything.
put a gun in his mouth. Yeah, all right, good.
Yeah, you know, I don't really know where to start with that. So you're saying, do you have a problem with like rape porn? Because that's very popular.
With rape porn,
First of all, I have an issue with all pornography. I think that pornography is morally abhorrent. I think it's exploitative. I think that it degrades values within society and lowers birth rates, which causes us to seek out mass migration as answers to our social problems, which causes even more social problems. I think pornography is a great vice, and I think it's fucked up that like 100% of men nowadays are addicted to this. It's fucked up. It's fucked up. But let's just look at this, like rape pornography isn't real rape. Do you know? Like it's they're consenting actors in a scene for one. For two, like the fantasy isn't really to be raped. Like no woman really actually wants to be raped. They just want to be fucked rough. They want to be hit, smacked around a bit. This sort of fucking shit. Nobody actually wants to get raped. Whereas people who jerk off to images of children actually want to rape children. They actually want to rape children. There is a big difference here. And if they wanted to be raped, then guess what? It wouldn't be rape, because it would be consensual sex. So there's no magical world here where people watching rough rape porn scenes is going to lead to more rape. And maybe if it did, then maybe we need to ban that as well, Dax. Like, fuck.
Say that is different because when the people there are consenting adults and they're acting. They're acting. This is like saying, are you
No,
okay?
I'm talking about drawn, or you know what? Let's go with just straight up like written. Like if a written story about a rape that's meant to be erotic, do you have a problem with that?
I find it disturbing, but I don't have as much of a problem as it is if it were.
Do you think it encourages rape?
I'm sorry?
Do you think it encourages rape?
I think it definitely at least may put that thought into people's minds. However, I would say because rape can be quote unquote considered a fetish, well, I think that's disturbing and degenerate. It's not because kids aren't involved. You see, when we talk about kids, we're talking about consent. And consent is children under.
I just want to bring this back. I know this is going on a while, but I just got to bring this back and show you Dick's face as Andy is making this point about children. Like, look at his face.
And they understand consequence.
Look at how smug he is and just like, haha, you care about children.
And I believe that when you put loli out there, you're encouraging the sexual.
I bought these salmon skewers, and look, the best before date is in Hebrew. It's actually in Hebrew.
Look at this.
Look
It's
at
in
that.
Hebrew.
Look at the best before date. How am I supposed to read that? The fucking 10th
Get out
day
Google
of history.
Google Translate there and figure it out.
Why did they do that?
It's just to piss you off.
Of children, that it starts to become this almost a slippery slope. Let's look at LA, for example, right now, where a wiener, he just passed that, or they cut that bill passed now to go to the higher ups.
Look at how joyful he was about that law in California. You know, the smugness, the little smile there.
Now the punishment
Doing a
to
little
have
smile, like,
quote unquote consensual sex with minors of the same gender, not
Yeah.
so that's where the slippery slope comes from. It's like if we start allowing loli, start sexualizing children, start allowing this into our society, we are now opening up our world to laws like this. And look at places where loli has been completely legalized for years. You got
Japan?
in Japan and Thailand. These places have the highest crime rate for human trafficking.
Japan?
Yeah.
No, Japan is safe as fuck. Japan has like way less child sex assault than we do.
What a fucking... Okay, first of all, he's totally lying. He's totally lying, first of all. But the age of consent in Japan, correct me if I'm wrong, is 13 years old. So a lot of the abuse of what we would consider abuse or molestation of children is considered legal there anyway, with 13, 14-year-old, 15-year-old girls. But the reality of it is that there is a lot of girls that do get trafficked, young girls, out of Japan, out of Thailand, out of the Far East. These are the hotbeds for human trafficking. The hotbeds for human trafficking. And the reality of it is that you see a lot of fucking degeneracy in Japan. You see fucking ads for like hentai and cartoons on the fucking subway. They've just normalized this shit in a way that I think most Americans or Canadians would find really abhorrent if they walked onto the subway and saw ads for fucking hentai. Do you know? They've normalized the sexualization of children in Japan to a weird extent, and I just don't like that there. That's just me. I don't like children being sexualized. I think it's fucked up. I think most normal people would agree with me. I don't think my position is radical or crazy. I think his position is radical and crazy.
Are you sure about that?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
But Japan overall, I'm sure the chat can hypothesize on why Japan is so much safer than America, but it's they're safe as fuck over there.
Yeah, but look at their age of consent. Look at Thailand's age of consent. Look at these places where loli is glorified. You have young people, ages 14, 13, being either prostitutes or not even prostitutes, at least sexualized to the point where if you fuck a 13-year-old in Japan, no one fucking blinks an eye. And do we want that here in the West? I say no, and I think it's degenerate. And even like for example, your friends from Digipro, it's like if I had a friend and I went over to their house,
the look on Dick's face is he's just like
I would not
so happy.
Person. I would wonder what's going through their mind. I don't even think that even.
I mean, it would be weird if I saw that, but if I saw a bunch of actual child porn spilling out of their desk, I'd call the fucking police immediately. Like that is a big fucking difference.
But here's the thing.
I don't know, man. Like I wouldn't like. For instance, if I walked into Surfer's room, and I found a stack of images of fucking children with his cum stains on them, I would probably move out. You know, I wouldn't really be friends with him anymore. I'm sure it would be the same for him if he found on my laptop images of children naked. Do you know?
Well, I don't go on your laptop for a reason, buddy.
But yeah, like nobody wants to hang out with weird, creepy kid diddlers. Nobody wants to be friends with creepy fucking kid diddlers. The fact that Dax wants to be friends with creepy kid diddlers who jerk off to pictures of children. Crazy.
I am not saying that loli is the equivalent or worse
What a
than
piece of
child
shit.
porn. I think it's almost like it's like the starter. It's like the it's the
gateway drug.
introduction. Yeah, the gateway drug. And you're sort of allowing.
Dick doesn't believe in gateway drugs, but it is a reality. Take it from me. I've used drugs. Surfers use drugs. Surfer, are there such a thing as gateway drugs?
Well, yeah.
Yes, obviously.
You know, if I didn't smoke weed, I never would have smoked ecstasy. It's pretty irrational to say that I ever would have smoked ecstasy if I didn't smoke weed first.
That's what I'm saying.
It's just reality.
It's reality. It's not, oh, well, it doesn't necessarily mean there's always a hypothetical situation.
It doesn't necessarily mean
Yeah.
that because you smoke weed, you're going to smoke ecstasy. In fact, I think it's probably a rare example that someone would smoke ecstasy. You know, but I never would have smoked ecstasy if I didn't smoke weed first.
And it's the same thing. Not everybody who masturbates to lolicon is going to molest children. But some of them are. Some of them are. And it's a gateway for them. There are a lot of, I'm going to assume, maybe not totally normal, but maybe a bit autistic guys, struggled with women. They watch anime, and they were fine sexually before, and then they ended up discovering lolicon, and they found it attractive, and they ended up giving themselves over to a fantasy and sliding down a fucking path that they could not stop and ended up abusing children. I'm telling you right now that is a realistic possibility, and it does happen, and it probably happens every day.
Turned on by these images of kids.
Like some guy in here is trying to defend weed by saying deaths from alcohol, deaths from cannabis. Look, buddy, they're both drugs. They're both dangerous in their own way. A lot of people...
It's not gonna fucking kill you. I don't think weed has ever killed anybody.
No, weed doesn't kill people in the sense of killing their physical body. It kills people in killing their ambition and their hopes and their dreams. And they die deaths of despair on the couch. That's what happens.
Fucking short-term memory.
Yeah.
You know?
That's what it does.
And your ability to brush your fucking teeth at night.
Yeah.
You
This,
know?
but we know this
Try
from
brushing
experience.
Your fucking teeth every night when you smoke weed all day.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, try hitting fucking 20 poppers in a row and then brushing your teeth before you go to bed. Just give it a go. You know?
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's not really good for you. You know, it can be fun. I'm not saying it's not fun. I personally do smoke weed. I'm not.
No, I don't.
Well, you
I'm
used
not a
you
fucking
used to for
degenerate.
many years. But look, here the thing of it is we know about these drugs. I'm not some dare cop with zero experience about these topics telling you about this shit. I'm not some puritanical douchebag. Yeah? Like, Dax tries to make everybody out who talks to him about these things as like some puritanical Jack Thompson douchebag. I hold these opinions because of personal experience. Because of things I know from other people and in my own life and other things that I've seen. This is just the truth.
And I'm not saying all people who watch Loli are going to molest or rape or any of that stuff. What I'm saying is that there definitely is a correlation between Loli and people being attracted to minors, therefore maybe allowing certain things to slip through the cracks, whether in law or things like that.
I think you're actually going to have to prove that correlation because that's the same.
I
with violent
think you're
videos.
gonna.
Like, you
I
look at
think
the
you're
video
gonna have
and you
to
say, "Oh,
prove that correlation.
Where is
What
your
a stupid
abstract?
thing to
Where's
say.
the abstract and the citation for this, Andy?
You know, I can almost guarantee you that if you took a sample of people that masturbate to violent video games, those people are probably prone to violence. And there probably is a correlation there. Now, for the average person that plays violent video games and doesn't masturbate to it, you know, they're not going to have weird, sick, violent fucking fantasies. But if you sat there and masturbated to fucking, what's one? Give me one. Like
Call of
Manhunt.
Duty or Manhunt,
Imagine
yeah.
you're just playing Manhunt and just masturbating to it. You know, you're probably gonna fucking get some weird, sick fantasies, and you're probably more susceptible to violence. And I would argue that there probably is a correlation there. I don't need to prove it.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, you prove it. Prove anything. Do you know what I mean? Like, oh, you gotta prove it beyond
Where's
any
your
doubt.
fucking abstract, buddy?
Where's the abstract
Show
there?
me the J papers.
Show me the Carfax. Show me the abstract.
You've been to the fucking J store, buddy?
Where's the J store? Fuck off.
violent, there must be a correlation, but they in fact, I think they prove the opposite. I don't know if I trust that study, but
Sure. But
yeah, you gotta prove it though. I'm saying you have to show me a study that says, yeah.
Look, I'm not going all science and I'm going from what I know. I did do some research on this, but from what I know,
Me too.
you know, exactly.
I don't fucking look at Loli, I don't like it.
So
Real convincing, Dax.
The whole video game thing again.
Sounds like he watches fucking
saving
Loli.
the earth. We're protecting
It
our
does.
group. We're
It does sound
killing
like
the
that.
bad guys, right?
Oh, I
If
see.
there-
Okay.
Yeah. So if there was a game, for example, where they gave you points for murdering children, and it was seen as a positive game that murdering children,
And you're
then
just
I
sitting
would
there
have a problem with that game.
masturbating
Like,
to it.
Man, you are you're the problem with video games.
You're
In the
the
90s,
problem.
You would be telling Joe Lieberman that Night Trap is evil because
I'm not saying
depicts
ban them, though.
women
I'm not
getting
saying ban them.
murdered.
I'm saying ban them. I'm just saying if there was a game.
You're the
that was
SJW. You're Jack Thompson. You're this and that. Oh my fuck.
actively representing the murder of children, I would be like, what the fuck? As well. You know what I'm saying?
You'd be
I'm
like,
not
I mean,
saying-
what the fuck is fine, but you're calling people. I mean, you guys are calling people pedophiles.
I didn't
These
go
arguments
anywhere
are
with that.
retarded.
Not that. So,
Yeah.
So for your, okay, I understand you've been attacked with this a lot on Twitter and stuff like that. I want to make perfectly clear that I'm not saying that you're a pedophile. That's not, or any of these people are pedophiles. What I
I don't
am
think they're a
saying,
pedophile either.
what I am
Andy just with a retarded thing saying that people who jerk off to Loli aren't pedophiles. Now, when it comes to is Dick Masterson a pedophile, none of us are saying you're a pedophile, Dick. I'm not saying you're a pedophile. I'm saying you're enabling pedophiles by saying it's okay for them to engage in this degenerate, depraved behavior
Well, he might not
that
be a
spirals.
pedophile, but he endorses pedophilia.
That's what it is.
You know,
He's
it might not
endorsing
be
and being an
because he's a pedophile
apologist.
himself. It might just be because all his Jew friends in Hollywood are all pedophiles, and he really wants his Jew friends in Hollywood to accept
this
him.
is what it is.
But he has too much Mexican in him for his fucking Jew friends to truly accept him as a fellow member of the tribe. So he goes to bat and argues for pedophilia for them.
This is what it is, right? He wants to hang out with the Hollywood big shots and his friends and say this is cool, this is based, so that when he goes around to the cocktail parties, he can get into another Pizza Hut commercial. But it's never happening because he's been blackballed from the fucking industry for being an idiot and a talentless loser.
If someone is watching lolly porn, there is a chance that they are a pedophile.
Grab your couch is also right
there.
there.
It fully, but they are attracted to jerking off the children.
Well, now wait a minute. They are attracted because now you get the. I mean, I'll give you that that there is some amount of overlap that is non-zero between actual pedophiles and lolly. Just because statistically that'd be impossible not to be true, right? But if you're talking about virtual sexual perversions, even written.
Okay, let's go, Sam.
Let's even get the drawings out of here and let's just say it's written, or put it in someone's imagination. Like they can sit there imagining shit all day. Is
it right for somebody to imagine and have fantasies about raping children?
What he's arguing for is fucking erotica novels about molesting children. Like, you know, that's pretty morally abhorrent.
Yeah, it's pretty sickening.
Itself.
It's pretty sickening in and of itself.
You know.
It's fucked. It's also enabling and getting people down the slippery slope and the path to raping children.
It is not identical to the actual,
like, just call the shit for what it is. Fuck.
Real crime.
The fact this has to be said is crazy.
That is child pornography. It's not the fucking same. And to paint everybody with that brush, I think, is loading a gun that will be used and that has historically always been used on us. It's the same argument that gets us deplatformed.
Well, it's a slippery slope, you know. Notice how he argues that it's a slippery slope if we ban lolly, that we won't be able to say nigger anymore.
Yeah.
You know, like, no, that's not the slippery slope.
If there are any laws or morals in society at all, they'll come for us next. Just wait until he starts saying we're all pieces of shit and scumbags and we have to fear the law. Therefore, we should defend pedophiles because everybody is in the same group as them.
The video games cause violence. Racist jokes are racism. It's the same gun that gets used on us all the time. And by the way, since the world is run by an elite pedophile ring, I don't think they're going to finally use the gun on them. They'll just keep using it on us.
Okay.
So if the world is run by an elite pedophile ring, shouldn't we push for laws against pedophiles? His argument is we should just give up and bow down to the elite pedophile rulers. That's his argument.
Or they'll arrest us for saying nigger.
First they came for the pedophiles, and I did nothing because I wasn't a pedophile. Then they came for the furries, and I did nothing because I wasn't a furry. Then they came for the trannies, and I did nothing because I wasn't a tranny. Then they came for the homosexuals, and I did nothing because I wasn't a homosexual. And then they stopped coming for people because society was perfect and great.
So, with the thought crime, okay, someone who thinks about it. Now, I would hope that the person who thinks about sexualizing children, I would hope that they would recognize that it is a disturbing problem that they need fixed. Now, sure. I don't say you put the thought in their brain and put them in jail. This would be like someone in front of you at the mall pissing you off, and then you're on the escalator, and you fantasize about kicking them down the fucking escalator. It's like, you can have that fantasy, and you can enjoy it, but you know, I'm not gonna fucking do that. I'm not gonna go to jail. I'm not gonna do this. I'm not gonna do that. And I would hope that pedophiles would have the exact same.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, that's why people who enjoy lolly would have that exact same thought. And I now to answer your point on words that have been used against us, I truly agree with you that these things have been used against us. Of course, I don't.
It's the same thought process. I mean, you know, it's the same process. Like, oh, you guys are making racist jokes because you're racist. You guys are using those words. It's like, well,
if it's a slippery slope that certain speech gets censored to remove lolly and to fix these people.
See, just this whole idea that lolly is even speech is fucking ridiculous. This doesn't affect speech because it's not speech. It's pornography. It's obscenity. It's not speech. It's not artistic expression. It's not that. Like, how do you know it's porn? Well, when you look at something, you know whether it's porn or not. That's the reality.
I'm not a free speech absolutionist.
Absolutionist. I've used that before too.
At all. Like, it's either all or nothing. You can't.
It's either all or nothing. You can't.
Away. You can't start with drawings.
Where do you draw the line then? Is it okay to film children getting fucked then? Is it okay to film somebody fucking a dead body?
Just imagine
is it okay?
Enough of a dumb retard to think that a drawing or that any image is speech in itself. You know, like, what a stupid idea.
Where does he draw the line? Does he not draw the line at any of this? Because if so, you're fucked up, man. And if you do, then you're not a free speech absolutist. Nobody is a free speech absolutist because nobody I know is in favor of actual child pornography or people having sex with animals on video. Nobody I know is in favor of that. I would imagine you would say you are not. So you are not a free speech absolutist. You draw the line, so therefore shut the fuck up. Oh my God, first they came for the pedophile.
I mean, that, like, if you draw a line in the sand.
I support full.
I know, if you draw a line in the sand.
On YouTube. I never tried when I was doing it up on YouTube. I was like, all right, time to keep trucking and figure out a new way to do it. I don't like it, but I'm not going to try about it. And I mean, okay, look, I'm going to say this too. This is like this is a different thing, but it's still with the same point.
I agree, bend over. We did have to draw the line in the sand earlier.
Please tell me if I'm wrong. You can tell me. All right, so
okay.
We just kept, the way they do it is just incremental, right? It's just a slow process. First it was you need to tolerate homosexuals. Then it's you have to accept homosexuals. They need to be allowed to be married. Now it's you have to celebrate homosexuals. Soon it will be you need to indoctrinate your children to be homosexual. It's just a slow process. Now it's, well,
the reality is you need to send homosexuals to the hospital, you know, to get fucking treated.
That's true. It's a mental illness.
Do you think a rabbi touched this fucking salmon with his finger and that's why it expires on a Jewish holiday?
I bet you it's true.
Why you're defending lolly is the free speech argument, right? Libertarian, you want all this stuff. Now,
I mean, American is the word.
No.
It's either all or nothing. If you draw a line in the sand that says some speech is okay and
do you think George Washington jerked off to lolicon?
You're a bad guy. That's
sure. Okay. Then I have to ask you, in the past, did you not get a Jesse P.S.'s Patreon removed for him saying the N-word on one of your shows?
No.
You flag him?
What are you talking about? No, I never told anybody. I never told anybody to flag anybody.
So in the episode 90-something, you got your people to get Jesse P.S. banned from Patreon.
There's that look in his eyes. It's just, I can't believe my authority is being questioned right now. This was supposed to be an easy layup. This was supposed to be me dunking on a retard. And this has gone horribly, horribly fucking wrong because I'm being called out on my hypocrisy and my lies. And I could play the clip for you of Jesse like I have before. I'm not going to bother because we all know he's lying. We know he encouraged people to report Jesse He encouraged people to go after sponsors. He said that's perfectly fine. You know, now if I went after his sponsors or his Patreon, he would cry out his fucking asshole about what a piece of shit I am for going after his source of income. But when he did it to other people and tried to shut them down and censor them, it was perfectly fine. Here Warski is calling him out on his fucking bullshit, like I told him to do.
Which he did, because everyone flagged him for saying the N-word. So if you're absolute, or you're...
I mean, Andy, you're accusing... Bro, shut the fuck up!
Now look at him. Look at him go. He just gets... It's his exact same coping mechanism for when I called him out, is to grab the microphone in this exact way and just start fucking screaming.
You've been talking this whole time, making no goddamn sense because you're a coked out moron. You're accusing me of being... You're accusing...
Now, listen to this. Dick takes LSD constantly. He takes like LSD once a week. He drinks every day. He's snorting coke himself. He encourages people to use drugs. And here he is telling Andy that he's the coked out fucking idiot. Because he's been exposed as being full of fucking shit again. Good one there, Dax.
Of getting somebody flagged on Patreon? Do you have any fucking proof of that, you cocksucker? Do you have any proof that I told...
Now, we sent him the proof, but Andy backed off and didn't fucking post the proof.
Well, to flag somebody, that everybody flagged him, and then that's why he got removed. Do you have proof of that? Do you have fucking proof of it, Andy? You run your fucking mouth because you came in here to lose a debate that you have no fucking idea what you're talking about. You fuck leaf and...
Look how red he's getting.
Something that contradicts everything I'm saying. Oh.
Look at how red he's getting and just screaming. You know, because he's been called out. You know, this is all he can do is just rage and cope. You're Canadian. Oh, you're Canadian. This smug, the Canadian won again. At this moment, it was over. Andy won the debate, even though he rolled over and bowed down later because Ralph was going to kick him off the show if he didn't. At this moment, Andy just blew Dax the fuck out. Blew him out.
Accusing me of false flagging somebody? Prove it! Fucking prove it! Fucking prove that I did it!
Okay,
fucking prove it!
You're
I'm so sick of this shit! I'm so sick of this false flagging shit! You motherfuckers get backed into a corner and
You motherfuckers. See, what he's angry about is now he's associating Andy with me and with Godwinson and with everybody else who's calling him out. And now he's strawmanning us. You guys always do this. You people. You got blown out. You know, you have no actual response. If it wasn't true, he would have stayed calm and he would have said, that's not true. Where's the evidence? Oh, you don't have any? You know, and blown him out. But Andy did have evidence. He didn't play it because Ralph obviously told him in DMs or something not to fucking show it or whatever. And Ralph probably wouldn't have played the clip anyway. But I know for a fact that we did get the clip to Andy in time and he could have played it here. But, and if he had, oh my God.
Did you get him the clip?
Yeah, we did. Yeah. The clip was sent to him on Twitter and Discord everywhere by at least 5 or 6 different guys, if not more.
Oh, here's a bunch of shit that you that I can't prove.
Who's you guys?
Motherfuckers with this false flagging shit. I don't
PPP.
know if I kicked anybody off.
I'm just stating the facts.
What's the fact?
How about this? Okay, so you create a new platform, an alternative to Patreon, yet you don't let people that you liked on the platform. Isn't that preventing their free speech as well?
Look at him. Look at his face. Look at him. Look at how baffled he is. He knows he's fucked. He knows there's nothing he can say to this. Look at him. Look at him. He's just, look at his eyes.
Screenshot.
Look at him. Warski just like staring him down. And Dax is like, no, I've been blown out. I've been exposed.
What?
What?
PS on and CRP on. And I understand
He didn't let Rand on either.
But if you're going to be an absolutist...
Look at the face palm. Look at his eyes. Oh my God.
Oh no.
That's fucking priceless.
Absolutist.
Annie, Absolutism with free speech is from the government. It's stopping the
Oh.
government from preventing you from
Oh.
speaking. It's not who you do business.
Oh, I see. I see. So it's only when the government censors is it wrong. So when YouTube censors, that's right. When Twitter does it, that's cool. Come the fuck on. You fucking losers have argued constantly that this is the public square and that people should be able to have their money go through whoever. And you're supposed to be providing that free speech service. And the reality is you never did, because New Project 2 was a money laundering scam and it was shut down for money laundering. It was shut down for money
when
laundering.
The Jews use corporations to censor your free speech in the public square, that's all right, so they can get rid of morality and introduce degeneracy.
Yeah.
But when the government wants to prosecute them for being pedophiles, no, that's not all right.
Yeah.
Like, that's the position the guy has.
What a sad fucking position. This man is so full of shit.
It's not forcing people to do business with people that
Okay,
number
so
one,
free
they
speech
know
for
it's going to
government,
fuck
but
them
not
over.
for you.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Okay,
Alright.
I get your point there.
Do
Okay.
ya?
Yeah,
Do
well,
ya?
you're now focusing your efforts now.
Look
on
at his
the
eyes.
government, but
Look at how rattled he
for
is.
thee, but not for me.
Well, they're the
You
ones with the
understand?
guns, man. They're the ones that will stop you from doing the speech.
Well, no, you're the one stopping people from doing the speech, Dick. You're the one telling people to flag fuckers down. You're the one not allowing people on your payment processor. You're the one stopping the speech. And you also own guns.
That's why the First Amendment exists. So they cannot stop you from expressing yourself. As long as you're not hurting anybody.
Look, the whole idea behind the loli. I'm not talking in the law.
I mean, honestly,
I'm
man,
not-
fuck you for saying I got somebody deplatformed with no proof. That's such bullshit. That is
I'll
such
get behind
bullshit.
you.
It's so
Honestly,
circling
fuck
around
you,
the
man.
internet all the
Fuck
time.
you.
All the time, and people just
Oh.
believe it because you say it. So fuck you.
Fuck
Fuck you, man.
Oh.
I'm bumhurt about it. Oh, you're guilty. You're guilty. You're so angry and you're seething. An innocent man wouldn't seethe like this. The seethe is the guilt. Look how red he is. Look at his eye. Like,
I'll get
fuck.
behind you if you like.
No, get everything. Get the step-by-step proof. I did this, people did it, and then he was removed for
Get
this
the
reason.
step-by-step
Because
proof.
That fucking clown does
Oh,
all
you
kinds
know,
of
Dick
shit
just
that gets
wanted
people
to
banned.
masturbate
And then he
the
just
pictures
blames
of
it on
children.
me.
And
And there's
now he's
no way
getting
to
called
prove
out
it.
for flagging Joshy
Calm
again.
the fuck down, okay? Look, from what I saw, it
Wasn't
looked like
ready
that,
for that.
Okay?
No, wait,
So I
no,
was
wait,
just
hold on,
bringing
Just
it
wanted
up,
to
okay?
masturbate
Now, wait a minute.
pictures
Here
of
comes...
children.
No, here comes Ralph to try and save it, right? Because he knows Dick's getting blown the fuck out. So now he's going to jump in to try and fuck over Warski.
Now, what were you saying exactly? What are you saying that Dick said? I don't know. I do know that Jesse PS makes this allocation. I really haven't looked at it. By the way,
Allocation?
By the way, I want to say this.
You mean an allegation?
Jesse PS can rot in hell, and I hope he fucking dies in a ditch.
I'm not.
He actually showed up at my house. He showed up at my house a week ago, and he's such a bitch.
Dick, look at how smug Dick is now that Ralph came in to save him, eh?
I wish
Did you see that
fucking
smug
faggot
smile?
would've knocked on my fucking door, because I would have knocked his fucking teeth down his goddamn throat. And I'd really invite him to come back to 1509 Bengal Drive here in Richmond, Virginia. You fucking piece of shit.
Yeah, I bet you will.
Has nothing to do with anything. But now go ahead. Now, what were you saying that Dick said? Because I really don't
Now that
know.
you've completely derailed Andy's train of thought and confused him and guilt-tripped him about how Jesse came to your house, yeah, throw it right back to Andy and look at Dick. Look at the mischievous Jew look on his face as he knows that they've just derailed Andy and cuckolded Andy. They've cut Andy's balls off.
Oh, his Jew side really shows through.
Look at
man.
this.
Look at the nose.
Look at him. Look at him.
Look at the nose.
Look at the
beady
nose.
little fucking eyes.
And he's like, we got him. We've just cut his balls off. Ralph's told him to shut it down or he's not going to be the co-host
He's
anymore.
like doing a hand rub
Look at this.
past the microphone.
Look at this image. And look at Andy. He's a eunuch now. His balls have been cut off. So sad and disappointed there. Amazing.
Full allegation is here, and I know people. Centers are
Around episode 9, him and of the Dick Show, him and Jesse were PS, and Jesse PS were having an argument, and there was something along the lines of him saying the N-word, and he got flagged down, and Dick had meant, I have to get the audio and all that stuff. I'm just saying from what I remember. I apologize, Dick, if like there is some instance.
He's already backpedaling, you know.
And I'm willing to look at the evidence if you can, you know, like
See, he got the message from his capo, his boss, Ethan Ralph.
It looks sketch, in my opinion. Okay? All right? Make sense?
Yeah. Go look it up.
Okay, fair enough. I apologize for bringing that up.
You guys are you're so fucking careless with the man's name. It's really, I mean, you're up here pounding your chest like you're
careless with the man's name. But this guy is a free speech absolutist, you know. He says all sorts of outlandish shit about Maddox, ruining Maddox's reputation, dragging him through the mud, dragging other people through the mud. But yes, you know, it's wrong to be careless with another man's name.
Defender, pretending that you're waging this war on behalf of all the abused children when you're not really doing a goddamn thing, but you are. Anytime you want, it's an accusation with fucking nothing. It's so fucking pathetic.
Being against Lolly and the
Look how angry he is.
Is more than what you are doing.
Yeah.
Wow. What are you wearing a bracelet that says I really hate pedophiles? Do you get up every morning and roar, I hate fucking pedophiles? Do you have a support group of...
It is. Just being against it and just speaking out and saying I'm not for this is doing more against it than saying you're for it and encouraging it. It's just basic fucking sense. It's not some grand fucking philosophical idea that nobody can grasp. It's very simple. Very simple. If you're speaking out against it, even if you're not taking any action other than that, that's still doing more against the idea than advocating for it. And then screaming about hating pedophiles and trying to make a mockery of people who do their best to protect children is pretty fucking disgusting, to say the least.
A bunch of fucking men sitting around telling each other how great they are for defending children. You got one of those?
I would end them all, yes. I would take them all out one by one.
Good, Andy.
You personally kill them.
No, I'm just kidding, obviously. I
would personally kill every last pedophile. If they gave me the switch and the guy was in an electric chair and I could flip the switch to electrocute a pedophile and I knew 100% he molested a child, I would. And I would do that for every single pedophile.
No, it's easy to flip the switch.
Yeah.
But would you kill him with a hammer?
Yeah. You give me a hammer and they're tied down.
Can opener.
Am I gonna kill them and they're tied down with the can opener? Yeah, I would.
Beat him to death.
Yeah, I would. I would take this fucking can opener and bang it into his fucking eye, into his eye socket until he died. If he had actually molested a child, I can promise you I would do that. If the legal system allowed me to do so, I would. It's the reality.
And saying it's disgusting and degenerate is better and doing more than someone.
That's crazy. What the fuck is that?
I'm not.
How does that happen?
Stop all pedophiles.
Now it's like dropping down.
Personally, think it's disturbing, and the only reason I brought you upset, you saying it, was because it wasn't just like it was like a week of you saying it. I was like, what the fuck? Like it's just nonstop. So I had to say something, and I was having a few beers too, right? So it's like...
The reason Andy said something is because it's crazy, Dick. It's not just a one-time slip of the tongue, some bullshit you said that you shouldn't have said. No, you're doubling down on it again and again and again. Even when people try and ask for clarification or for you to say you were just joking or you were just trolling, no, you're doubling down again and again and trying to make some constitutional argument for how Patrick Henry would have said, give me lolly or give me death.
Like, I'm not here to be like, I hope this debate ends all lolly. Look, people, I'm not a lawmaker. I'm not a judge. I'm not a cop. But I can say what my gut feeling, what my personal feeling
because
and what a lot of people's personal feeling
me making this video isn't going to end children being molested doesn't mean it's not the right thing to condemn that action.
It's getting worse and worse out there. And
do you even know? Do you know how out of control the actual problem of child abuse is? It's like 1 in 10 kids that goes through public education. The only thing that stops it is having a dad around.
So he's saying 1 in 10 children are being molested, so we should ease the restrictions on this and give up because 1 in 10 children are already being molested. When 1 in 10 children are being molested, it's time to say, whoa, let's do something, Kimosabe. Whoa, Kimosabe. Let's stop.
Fucking father at home, it's like 30, you're like 30 times more likely to get molested or something insane like that. It's not a bunch of goddamn drawings. It's because single women don't have time to protect their kids, or they use them as bait for predators.
What? It's because the mothers didn't do enough to protect their children? I'm sorry, when you send your kid to school, like, you have some level of trust that they're not going to get molested. Like when you have a tutor at home or you send them to summer camp, like it's not your fault. How could you expect the guidance counselor to molest your child? How is this the mother's fault? You tell me that.
No, yeah, go ahead.
Well, sorry, I'll say I'm not.
And this whole thing with the public school system too. His girlfriend is a public school teacher, and he says that all teachers are pedophiles. Like, fuck you, man.
That lolly is because for CP or children being molested. What I'm saying is it's an
I'm saying that.
It's like a faucet. It's a faucet of that greater problem. And I believe that there should be no, like, I would rather people who have this problem.
Well, hold on. He's going to say it's 1 in 4 children getting molested later. And he's going to tell us that if even one child is molested, there shouldn't be a law against it because we can't stop them all. Seriously, he's going to tell us that.
You know, horny pictures of kids, you know, I'd rather them do that. You know what I mean? Like that's my point of view with this. I get what you're saying. Believe me, I truly get what you're saying about the right. We do this, and then now they take away this. They take away this. They take away this. But the funny thing is, most of these platforms already took away the free speech.
If you question 100 people about lolly, most wouldn't know what it is, Aaron.
Well, there's more stuff they can take away. There's always more stuff they can take away.
And
they're doing it every day.
And if it's to remove a lolly, I'm okay with that also being a piece that's removed.
Yeah. I mean, sure. I understand you don't like it. Companies are free to remove whatever they want, especially pornography. This idea that I think this idea that you guys have found, or that you maybe have found some kind of shortcut into what's going on in people's brains, and that they
I didn't.
They
I'm
have
not
some
saying
kind
I
of,
did. I'm not saying I did. I'm basically. It's like I'm again perceiving.
You can't know exactly what went through their brain as they were masturbating to children.
I'm looking at this and I'm going, if someone is.
I'm pretty sure it was, this is really hot.
In their free time, but I'm assuming if they.
I want to fuck that. I'm pretty sure that's what will be going through their mind.
Or lolly.
You mongoloid.
Drawings. Yeah.
I'm assuming they're jerking off to it.
We can't know for sure.
Right? It's a sexualization of the thing.
You better be careful that they don't do that to like violent pornography, because a lot of women are going to be sitting in jail as rapists if that's the case.
What are you talking about? Women are going to sit in jail as rapists.
What do you mean?
Rape porn. That's like that's a dark fantasy.
Bernie Sanders wrote about this, actually.
Bernie Sanders.
If they want to get raped, it's no longer rape. Like, it's just, I don't even want to fucking address his retardation.
80s girl raped him with a strap.
Well, 80s girl did rape him with the strap on.
That's why he likes me pegged now.
It's just nonsense. It's trying to pivot away from what the true discussion is. Well, what about this type of porn and this type of porn? We're talking about lolicon, buddy.
Yeah. Anyway, go ahead, Warski. I was just trying to get into that.
No, you good. I
Deflection.
I truly believe though that it's sick and degenerate, and I believe.
Well, yeah, I think that's part of the appeal to these people.
and I'm against that.
And the smile that he gives as he goes,
Again,
sick and
the slippery
degenerate.
slope thing, but when kids are involved, whether it be fake or real, I think just like what happened, and this is like with the normalization of the sexualization of children. Why can't we keep?
Yeah. What about this? What about this? What about this hypothetical? What about this? It's whataboutism, isn't it? Well, what about this?
Actually, you know what? You want to help kids? Go marry a single mom and don't.
I'm not gonna help kids.
Like,
I don't give a fuck.
you want to help kids? Why don't you marry a single mom? All we're asking for is laws that protect children. And you say you got to go be Captain Save-A-Ho. You can't advocate for laws that protect children. You need to go marry a single mother. Like, just fuck off, Dick. Fuck right off.
Yeah. Someone else can do it. Someone else can do that shit. What I'm saying is, this is my point of view.
You're a cuck. That's what it was, right? You're a cuck if you don't think that you should masturbate to lolicon. You're a cuckold who raises another man's child. You're a cuckold.
Right. Well,
Yeah, weird. I think it's so sick and wrong that we shouldn't have
should
this
be banned,
society.
right? That's fair.
Yeah.
And again, I think you mentioned this already, Dick, at the top.
Yeah, Ben, the constant false dichotomies in this. It's just crazy.
Just because they're morons. But you don't consume lolicon. That's not really your thing, or is it? I don't know. If you want to.
No, I've been drawing some this whole time. I was actually.
Oh, here we go. He's gonna show us his amazing lolicon, man.
During this debate, for you to enjoy at home.
He just makes it a big joke.
Maybe you want to ease into
Oh,
it.
you know, 1 in 10 children are molested. It's a big joke. Fuck the children. It's a big joke.
A wallet with no driver's license in it, so you know that they're underage.
I'll say this. I saw you do that where you drew
not a
a
joke.
stick figure with a dick.
It's
and
fucking
you
very
wrote,
serious.
7-year-old. But I think there's a huge difference between a facetious joke and someone actually drawing something to actually titilize someone. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know, but
Oh, where the fuck that come from?
yeah, you better be careful though, because that's the same kind of logic that gets us kicked off the internet. Is saying, oh well, there's a huge difference between those two things, but not this thing, which I find disgusting.
Again, I'm
Like
You know, what it-
filing cabinets are like that fucking wide.
Yeah.
You know, that they like that, like fucking 5 high.
What a tragedy it would be if Lolly was banned and Dick was kicked off the internet. What a tragedy. How could we ever survive if these grifters were kicked off the internet and Lolly was banned?
about legality or anything. Again, I'm not. I'm
What a tragedy.
talking about what it does to our society. And I'm okay with giving up the right to watching drawn kids nude. I'm willing to risk that.
Yeah, but buddy,
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, people are willing to give up everything we like too. Like everybody else, society as a whole is willing to give up Blazing Saddles. They're willing to say, well, you know, Blazing Saddles doesn't need to say the N-word so much. I don't need that. So, but I'm not. Like, I'm not willing to give up anything. I'm not willing to give up any form of expression that does not hurt another person, or at least another consenting adult. It's not. I don't think it's your right to give up someone else's expression.
So he
I
draws
think
the
that
line
is more
at
evil than
hurting an
anything.
consenting adult. What about fucking an animal on camera? Is that a valid form of expression? Of course not. Maybe he would say it is because he's fucked up in the mind. But
well, Chank would say, as long as you're pleasuring the horse.
as long as you're pleasuring the animal. It depends on the pleasure of the animal, according to Cenk Uygur and idiots like this fucking guy. This shit is depraved, and it's obscene, and it's not speech, and there are already laws on the books against it that have been deemed to be constitutional. This shouldn't even be a fucking argument. The only reason it's an argument is because this guy wants to get in with his Hollywood fucking elite friends who are pedophiles and show them how cool he is.
You are saying that you hate here. Like you're talking about protecting hypothetical victims from what is essentially
I
the
think
evolution of thought
Benjamin
crime. But in order to do that,
Franklin
you
thought
are
that
hurting
you
rights.
shouldn't be a
I'm not
fellow
thinking about
Jew.
protecting any
Yeah.
potential victims. I'm trying to prevent any degenerate creeps. That's what I'm trying to do. You know what I'm saying? And ultimately, hopefully, that would protect some people. But again, I'm not here to be fucking lolly destroyer, super, flying through the skies,
Right.
fucking putting a bullet in the back of one pedophile head at a time. I'm not doing that at all. But I think that it's okay for us to recognize that it's something. It's almost like it's got to be something like within us, whether you want to call it our soul, our conscience, or God, whatever you want to say it is. It should be apparent that these people, that these young people, whether it's the real pictures or the sexualization of them, it's
You
up
burn
to
it?
us as mature, consenting, intelligent adults for us to prevent creeps and this type of material and behavior to ultimately nip it in the bud.
I mean, you sound like John Lithgow from Footloose.
What a piece of shit, you know? You sound like Jack Thompson. You sound like John Lithgow from Footloose. You're an evil Puritan. Like, Andy Warski is not an evil Christian Puritan. He is not Jerry Falwell in The People versus Larry Flint, which is what Dick is going to reference because, again, his frame of reference is movies and television and not any actual study into anything, you know? But Andy Warski is a degenerate cokehead Canadian. He is not a moral Puritan. You sound like a moral Puritan. No, he's just a normal person that doesn't believe we should be jerking off to drawings of children. I hate to have to keep reiterating again and again that these are images of children. Fuck.
You sound like a fucking... Do you mean legally we should prevent it? Or are you just like, we should all just hate it?
I think if... Okay, let's say everyone here, we were all like, fuck lolly, if you watch lolly, it's disgusting. I think that's all
we all
to
think
do.
that.
But we're not, but yeah, okay, but you're saying it's fine to view. I don't think it's fine to view. That's
ban it.
Fine.
It's already banned.
A lot of the things I do
wrong.
would be and look at would be disgusting to people.
You know, like
my book is. I get
you know,
fucking
like
death
in a
threats
time,
over men are better than
in a
women.
time when we could still say nigger and fag and kike freely, I think it was banned. Like years before that, decades.
It's been banned since the beginning of the country. It's been banned for the entirety of America. Fuck.
Well,
I don't know how to frame things. Like,
it's disgusting.
Well, that's what'll happen when you work a real job.
Is it more disgusting than a woman wearing pants? I don't know.
exactly.
Are you at the social service office
We're
again?
arguing the legality, right? You're not
Legality
saying that
of
it's a
it,
moral
yeah.
thing. Morally, you're saying that it's wrong, basically, right? That you don't agree with it if you agree with it.
I mean, it's drawings. I don't know what's in people's head. I think we have enough problems that are in the actual world that we don't need to start reading people's minds to find new ones.
Oh, I agree, Dick, and this is why when I heard, I'm just trying to give you my point of view, and the people, I think your video, like the thing, here's the main problem I have with your video, was a lot of it, in my opinion, was straw man. You were saying, oh, it's religious people, everyone's calling you a pedo, and I think you were missing my point of view. People that want people to have my point of view, where it's so abhorrent and disgusting that we should, and honestly, as public figures, we should denounce it. We should talk about how it's disgusting. And what's funny about that?
Well,
What should we do?
I mean,
Should we just call it? I mean, we've pretty much addressed most everything. Or should we go for another half hour and finish this?
it off at this point, buddy. There's still 5
you
more
think
minutes.
you think we have any right to call something disgusting? We're complete scumbags.
Like, listen to his argument. Like, we're complete scumbags. We have no right. We have no right to ever condemn anything because we're scumbags. You are a scumbag. But it doesn't change the fact that there is right and wrong. And you can condemn things that are wrong.
We're the trash of the fucking internet. We're
Yes, you are.
Listening to you say we should denounce something, and I would have to kick my own ass if I ever thought I had any kind of like moral high ground to speak on something else.
Oh, I'm not saying I have the moral high ground.
Whoa!
No, I'm not trying to say that, but I'm trying to say from my perspective and a lot of people, I say most people's perspective, that it's almost it's objective that this is weird, creepy, disturbing, and whatever
this
goes
is
in their
coming
mind.
from the guy that does
Literally, it can't be objectively weird and creepy.
Do you know when the guy who does OnlyFans reviews is going, whoa? When the guy who's like snorting coke with baked Alaska is going, whoa? That's when you know you've lost it. You've lost the plot. You've gone into a realm of depravity that even he can't, not even Andy can follow you here, Daddy Dax. Jeez.
Okay, sure, I mean, if you try to be more technical about it, but objectively, sexualizing children is wrong. Would you say that is objective?
Man, guy calls into my show. No,
he can't even answer. He can't even answer yes or no. Is sexualizing children wrong?
Diddler Dax, buddy. Diddler Dax.
He can't even answer that. Imagine if he agrees to debate me on this on the Ricada show. Imagine I'm just going to tear him to fucking pieces. Just to shreds. And he's going to start screaming about how I'm a virgin again. You know? It is what it is. You're a virgin, therefore it's okay to molest children because you didn't have sex with a woman, which is your whole identity as a man, is what a woman thinks of you. Woo!
I would not. Actual children, yes, that's morally wrong. Drawings, not reality. A guy calls into my show because he can't get off unless he sees a drawing of a woman with a chainsaw.
But this is completely different.
A couple calls in and says they have sex and they talk about how each other is eating each other and swallowing each other and sitting in their stomachs. None of these things are real. Like, it's weird fantasy shit that people's brains latch onto for whatever reason at an early age, and they can't escape it. It has nothing to do with their life. It has nothing to do with their moral character. It's just weird shit in the back of their head that sits there that they enjoy with an adult partner a lot of the time that they need for themselves. I'm not ever gonna call somebody weird or gross for something that they're thinking about to themselves or doing with another adult. I just can't do it, man. I don't have it in me. I don't believe it. I don't like it, but if you do like it and you're not hurting anybody, fucking go for it.
Also, by the way,
look all you.
Larry just left the hangout, and that's what fucked up the thing here.
So now we're at the point where, like, the technical ineptitude is fucking ridiculous.
I disagree with that. I mean, because this is where we ultimately disagree. I definitely will judge someone if they watch Loli.
Shout out to Leo for making the video of me with Jim. I guess Leo made that video that I played at the start of the last stream. Leo's told me this now. You got me there, Leo. You got me there.
These people were watching Loli. I would at least have like
base fucking Leo, buddy.
What like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's another thing.
I mean, I'm kind of wary of anybody who really wants to protect kids.
Like, look at this. What a disaster. He's been doing this for years.
I really want to protect children. I think, what's going on over there, buddy? Because I do too.
I'm not trying to protect kids. I'm trying to just state the fact, well, my fact, in my opinion, that Loli is disgusting and it shouldn't be allowed. It
shouldn't be allowed by whom? The government? The government should stop it?
I mean, that's just an opinion of mine. Government, again, laws and all this stuff, I'm not going to even speak to it because there would have to be research. There would have to be. I'm going.
Well, what do you have to put together, like a team, a fact-finding team, to figure that out?
What do you mean? Whoever makes the laws, that's the people who have to do it. You know what I mean? And the fact that they're making laws to actually lower the what do you call it? The punishment for pedophiles in Los Angeles. I think that's a symptom of the normalization of sexualization of children.
I'll tell you. I think that law has gotten a lot of flack. I'm not saying I'm for it, but I believe that law was a San Francisco law, and all it did was remove.
You're not against it? If I'm not saying I'm for it, what are you saying?
It removed the mandatory punishment that was specific to gay people only. I'm not saying it's a good thing, but before then, if you're gay and you're 17, you're banging a 27-year-old guy, you're both going on the sex offender list as or the older guy's going on as a felon. If you're straight, that didn't happen. So I mean,
good.
I could be wrong, but the only thing that did was remove the specific penalty for gay men. Again, I'm not saying I support it.
No, I think it's still. What is he even saying?
All over the country, and I don't really think a 17-year-old and a 19-year-old hooking up is a crime. But in California, it was a mandatory one. If you're gay. And I think that's what it's now again. It's the same guy that removed the HIV.
It's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
So this is now where hold on.
Watch John Doyle's video about it.
Yeah, John Doyle did a good breakdown of the law in California and what it means. I had some misconceptions about the law. It was good, but now I got to explain what's happening. So Ralph accidentally, because he fucked up on the tech side, showed all his tabs, which revealed that he was browsing Kiwi Farms at the time. And he gave out the Hangout link. So I try and join. So people Phantom and the Kiwis screen cap it, and then I start banging the Hangout link, trying to join, and I'm flipping off the camera, trying to join. Other people are also trying to join. And so now in Dick's little spot here, what you're gonna see is
that was the point of that one.
It keeps popping up.
We're bringing Moloch into LA, so this is what we're doing. And I think it was San Francisco.
Moloch is already there, so.
Yeah, Moloch is in LA. We don't need to invite him in.
Yeah. Go ahead. Real quick, Warski, just real quick. Okay. Okay. Well, I'll say this. This is to top things off. A lot of people who watch just regular porn in general become super addicted to it. I can say this because I was a person like that. There's many people, and there's the whole no-fat movement and all this stuff. And I do believe that pornography, if you watch it a lot, I mean, everything in moderation. I'm not trying to be a saint here and go, never look at a TV, kids. No, I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is that the degeneracy is growing every day with the types of porns out there like that. I mean, loli, first of all, rape, and
what about fat chicks? Have you seen OnlyFans? Jesus Christ!
That's more illegal than pedo porn than actually I'm just kidding.
What?
I think degeneracy is, and people symptoms, because basically you're feeding into, you're getting false dopamine, non-productive dopamine. You're faking your brain. You're faking it. You're tricking it into thinking, oh, I just got a kick. Therefore, people are actually rewiring their brain into preferring porn over having an actual partner, and it also includes porn-induced ED. Have you heard of this? It's
I have it. It's the greatest thing ever. What do you mean? I'm saying porn over hose. That's non-porn leads to marriage. You're not saying that you advocate for that, do you?
I'm sorry? What's that?
Not a non-porn addiction leads to marriage. You're not advocating for marriage.
The whole show is just a complete train wreck at this point.
So, then we are told. Look, I get it. We're completely in different realms. I'm saying this as someone who was addicted. It did give me porn-induced ED. It did make me, and sort of there's an escalation to porn. So one day you're watching some regular.
He can't even close it quick enough.
Months later, you're watching some cocky and horrible fucking shit, or you're watching some weird ass stuff, and you don't, because you have to keep upping that dopamine intake, and that's where I really fear that loli
will actually fuck up people's brain. Where as they get desensitized to these images of drawn kids,
Yeah.
does it escalate the same way regular porn addiction escalates to the point where someone starts actually seeking out maybe girls in bikinis or naked, or trying to find the fucking dark web stuff, like that?
Or maybe they want to become like a public school teacher so they can really get some good access, right?
Like your girlfriend?
Exactly.
I mean, man, this is the same argument that people have been having since the Marquis de Sade. Like it's any entertainment or expression that appeals to man's prurient desires is demonized by the right. And has
By the
always
right.
been throughout
Like, aren't
history
you
because
on the
the
right?
Right are more driven to protect. They want to project the image that they are capable of raising a family. I think.
Oh, I was trying to get in the whole
I
time.
know this is finally an example of speech that we find offensive. Like all of us. I mean, none of us actually do this, but we could all imagine using racial slurs freely and F slurs.
I can dream about it every day.
We can all imagine a world, and people will say, "You guys are horrible for doing that." We say, "What the fuck, you? Like, it's free speech. You got to defend it." I think we found something where speech is horrific.
Get ready there.
And if we actually support these principles,
We're about to see some of the greatest hubris of all time.
I'm sorry, I didn't interrupt you, but
Go
how is loli free speech?
It's drawings. It's expression. It's literally drawings or writing. Like, it's just writing.
And I see, and again, I'm fine with that. If it's
Andy is just so retarded. And Dick is still struggling against
I
it.
don't think, like, I get what you're saying. The
Drawings. The idea of kids, though.
The slippery slope fallacy what you're talking about is we should allow it because it might, right? It might.
No, I'm saying, I mean, the law
Oh,
isn't
man.
on morals. It's to protect people, and if you're not protecting people, then you're committing an act of tyranny.
This is
By the way, hold this for a second. Obviously, the Hangout link got out, but watch what I do here in a second. I could
Watch
start
what he
a
does.
Hangout, but I'm not going to do that because
I'm smarter than
Yeah.
If you'll give me just a second.
He's so smart.
Oh, who is that? Is that the Robert sword I'm going to get entry to? Oh, now watch what I do. Watch what I do. This is going to be a very good lesson for you all out there. Now watch this. This is going to be... Now watch this.
The A-logs are going to be blown out.
That was the main thing. Now, it only gives you that beeping noise if you're the guy who runs the Hangout. But if you log in on another one of your accounts, you don't even have to worry about that original fucking call anymore. And then it's gone. So what do you think about that, motherfuckers? Give me just a second. I'd rather do this than set up another Hangout, just to show you.
Just to show you.
Now it doesn't matter if you have this fucking Hangout or not.
He shows us all his tabs again. He fucks up.
Oh, what's this? Yeah, there's the thing. Go ahead. Flood it. It won't matter now. Oh, man. Go ahead. To your heart's content, ladies and gentlemen. Oh. Yeah, there's the Hangout. Let me make it bigger.
But everything's muted. You know, Dick's missing.
Right there. EXX-PIEF-UBH. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. I know it hurts. I know it hurts to come up against a gentleman who is just smarter, more attractive than you. who always
What a
wins,
dipshit.
And you always lose.
We always lose.
I mean, I don't know because I haven't personally experienced it, but I can imagine that it hurts a lot. I really can. Okay, here we go. Oh wow, look at that. No, I don't have to worry at all about anything now. Okay. Go ahead, Mr. Warski. Oh.
What an idiot.
Now go. Can you hear me? Can you hear me, sir?
Oh. Oh, it was instant karma. Instant fucking just ownage. Oh. Now Dick's not even in the bubble.
Okay.
Now there's two Warskis, both muted. Look at this! You outsmarted us all.
Two Warskis on
I
this.
had it so figured out too.
It's so figured out. Oh! What a BTFO. Like, there's better production values on my shaky fucking camera. For fuck's sake.
Why is he doing this though? I don't understand. Okay, you know what? This is so stupid. I'm so pissed. Because I worked it out fine. It was me muting the screen. That's what fucked it up. Oh my god.
Blame other people.
I talked all that shit.
Guider! Please, Guider, fix the stream, Guider.
Okay.
Alright, folks, I'm gonna take a piss here. We'll be back to finish this in like 5 seconds. I gotta take a fucking piss. We're probably gonna cover maybe the next 10 minutes of this just until the tech issue gets sorted because the debate's basically over at this point. Warski starts to roll over like a bitch and backpedal because he's upset there or whatever. Diddler Dax told him he needed to stand down. Ralph was going to kick him off the show there. Welcome to Pissing with PPP. I'm your host, PPP. And that's my piss right there. And this has been yet another edition of Pissing with PPP. Oh.
You showing them how you pee in the toilet?
I taught them how to piss in the toilet.
You showing them how you pee in the toilet?
I did. It's still muted. Oh man.
Yeah, it just completely killed the sound. I don't know why. Now it's showing myself. Okay, you know what? Just switch over. You can hear me now. Just switch over to Discord. Just switch over.
Oh, fuck.
Let's see if that works. Oh my god. I had it fixed. That's what makes me so angry. Oh, I should have just sent out the new Hangout. Whatever. Let's try this again. Gator, can you hear me? Can you hear me on Discord, Gator?
Guider.
Alright, I'm back.
Okay. Yeah, I can
Guider, can you hear me,
So,
Guider?
you know what? I muted the tabs in incognito, and then it would not let me unmute the tabs. So I'm not going to take the blame for that fully. I'm going to blame
fuck.
Windows for that.
How are you feeling?
Sorry, buddy.
You're using Chrome, right? You're using Chrome, right?
Yeah, I'm using
Got a
Chrome.
fucking
Also,
You muted the site at the tab.
yeah, I know. And then it
probably
wouldn't let me
stretched a
unmute the
muscle.
site. Yeah, that's the problem. I don't know why it was doing that. Yeah, you're right. I did mute the site, but you can
I
just.
think you have to actually go into the options. Or
Guider, please!
you do.
Guider, take the blame for this as all this dead air is playing, Guider. Guider, why is my show fucked up? Why does it look like a virtual boy, Guider? Guider, help my Guider. The binoculars, Guider.
Anyway.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah. Yeah. Purple Dragon. Hello, Warski.
Yes, okay, yeah. You can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Alright, cool. Yeah, actually, I want to bring up a thing about like the whole free speech thing. It's do you not find
It's still
Oh,
fucked.
sorry. Okay, can everyone hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Alright, yeah, so I want to bring up a point here. Okay, so
So now he just has given up completely on having them on screen. And he's like pinned this tweet by Hot Wheels because he's angry.
Free speech. You know, why is it
And then he puts up like a later like a money machine goes boo. Like-
you can be fired, you know what I mean? But they allow
He's really got us. Guider, we did it. We've blown out the A-logs by completely derailing our show and fucking it up.
Being on Trump's side. Why is it? Why doesn't the government step in when it comes to political speech, but when it's lolly, it's fine?
You mean the government? Why is there anti-lolly laws?
Why can someone?
Alright, I think we've got the fucking picture of this situation. basically, bottom line, final closing thoughts on this fucking debate, because I'm not going to sit here and listen to it for another fucking 2 hours. I think it goes on. There's another hour.
Well, I mean, they're both arguing for the slippery slope. The difference is the fucking slippery slope of banning loli ends up banning the word fucking nigger is completely fallacious. Like, that's not something that actually exists in reality. Whereas the slippery slope of looking at loli to looking at child porn and molesting children is something that actually occurs in reality. Yeah. And that's why loli should be banned.
Exactly.
Right? Because one slippery slope is real and one is fucking fantasy bullshit to defend pedophiles. You know,
the bottom line about this is that Andy, even though he was so low IQ, nearly completely destroyed Diddler Dax with just some common sense and just a few talking points, nearly put him in a fucking grave. If Andy had kept pressing the point about Jesse PS and New Project 2, Dax would have gotten so fucking butt mad, it would have been fucking legendary. If he actually pulled up the clip, holy shit. But Andy kind of cowered down, rolled over like a fucking dog, and showed his fucking belly like a bitch. Unfortunately, as the callers come in and as the super chats come in here in the next 45 minutes of the show, that I don't think it's necessary to cover. Maybe another day we'll pick up at 2 hours, 35 minutes, 20 seconds into the show, and I'll break that down. But we gotta play Nintendo Switch and Legend of the Dragoon and drink beer.
Gotta play fucking Legend of the Dragoon.
And honestly, like, you know, haven't I given you enough? Haven't I given you enough of my blood and sweat and
still keep
tears?
fucking cooking. I still gotta cook these fucking bacon wrap scallops.
Oh, you're gonna cook more shit.
Yeah, I'm cooking the bacon wrap scallops. And that's it.
All right, press 1 if you want me to keep going with the show. Press 2 if this is satisfactory and I just give a few more minutes to you folks.
Oh, it is time to cook. We're not cooking anything too fancy here today.
All right.
You're just cooking some fucking bacon wrap scallops. You're just going to put them in the oven for like 15 minutes. That's it. We just did the fucking salmon skewers, and now we're doing these, and that's it. We're going to fucking re-embrace degeneracy after that.
Oh, fuck. Godwinson's demanding that Phantom get him Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. We're doing the ironic grifting bit, I guess. Based!
Why, are you telling him about how you're playing Donkey Kong?
Yeah, I told him it was the greatest game ever made. You know, so he's gonna grift it out of Phantom. He needs to profit off the mother's tears by playing some sweet fucking Donkey Kong. Holy shit, there. He's on the ropes there, guys. Oh, Clubber Lang coming in with the blows. No. Fuck off.
What a Jew.
Face it. Yet, okay, you're allowed to download Lollipop.
Well, you can be fired.
I didn't know that there were super chats just as they popped up on screen every few minutes. Oh, I didn't know. It was 2 days ago. I never looked at it. I didn't know.
Stop working with someone at any time. That's not really the way it plays out in the real world.
Okay, Dingo or Dingo Imposter there.
Equal opportunity, whatever it is, EEO department that sues businesses for not having the right number of minorities on their staff, but. The theory is that you should be able to do business with another person, whatever you want, and that the government's not allowed to censor your speech in any way.
You'd have to ask him that, Kid A2000. It wasn't my decision.
I think even recently they made representations of lolly illegal, and then you couldn't even, like, on a porn box, you couldn't even have pigtails. For a while in the 90s. I don't know if that's still there.
I think that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Yeah, definitely.
Why?
Because it's not a kid. If it's
a drawing is?
Yeah.
So now look at this shit. Look at the cope. Look at the cope.
So if the
Money printer goes brrr. Look at the cope. The cope.
That's fine. If it's on a girl who's under the age of 18, it's wrong.
Well, you mean a real girl or also a drawing?
also is wrong. In my opinion, it's wrong. Obviously, I'm not saying it's worse or...
You know, he's
or whatever.
making, like, the last few shows, he's made, like, 75 bucks, 80 bucks.
Sexualization of children is
You'd
what
make
I'm-
more working for minimum wage,
Okay.
straight up.
When you say wrong,
It's
you
not
mean
money
illegal.
printer goes,
I think it's illegal.
it's
Again, with the
money
law
printer
thing, I don't
malfunctioning.
even, like, wanna step
There
into
is
that
no
realm
money.
because I'm not an authority on to make laws like that.
Well,
In
nobody
my-
is, and they seem
okay,
to
but
do
in
it
my
anyway.
opinion, in my opinion, okay, fine, but in my opinion,
Yeah.
if they made it illegal, I would be pure gung-ho for it, yes.
yes.
Look, okay, well, that's how laws are made. What you just described is the process that we use to make laws in America.
Wow, Dick, you're talking to a retard about the law.
What I'm saying is,
Congrats,
I
Dick, you really
found out
dunked on
that
him there.
loli was illegal, I would be cool with it.
Yeah, well, I mean, take a poll of the people in America and see what they would be cool with being illegal to say. And I think you're going to find that you're not on the side of that you want to be on. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that I find that really disturbing, and I do find that it's you know it's a
Kung
symptom
Fury.
of the
Kung Fury wasn't very good.
society.
Taxi Driver was good.
Fucking
There's your
degenerate,
reviews there.
You know what I mean? And it's disgusting.
Yeah, Dax knows it's okay because he thinks it's legal, even though it's actually not. Tropical Freeze is good. Buy it now.
Congratulate themselves
Very
for
good.
stopping hypothetical
Well, you
crimes,
shouldn't be
and
playing
they're
it.
obsessed with the.
The Nintendo Switch is based.
Getting worse.
Bing, bing,
And
wahoo.
stopping that from happening, even though things are horrible right now,
I don't-
and there's massive amounts of crimes and actual victims.
Yeah. Okay.
Every day, but they don't want to stop that.
Days.
But they do want to fight this invisible battle that's worsened somehow by speech, because speech is very easy to stop.
Alright, that's enough.
You just
I've
allow
had enough
people
of
to-
this fucking shit. I can't listen to fucking Diddler Dax and Warski jerk off about this anymore. I'm fucking tapping out. I'm tapping out there, guys. Bottom line, Diddler Dax is a sick fucking man. The offer is out there. I'll go on the Ricada show. It's not a neutral platform. I'll be dogpiled. However many motherfuckers you want to bring on, as long as Nick doesn't fuck with my audio, you know, which if he does, he exposes that he's a grifter and a fucking shill and a piece of shit, I will go on the show. I told him, I said, Ricada, I'll even concede to you, I won't say faggot. I won't. I swear, Ricada, I
What
won't.
do you mean?
I've conceded to him. I won't even say the no-no words that get him demonetized, even though he's such a big free speech advocate. I've told him. So he wants me on. The only person holding it up now is Dick Masterson. Dick, if you have the balls to be a fucking man and debate somebody with an IQ a little higher than room temperature, not to even say I'm hitting triple digits there maybe, but just saying maybe a little higher than room temperature, maybe a bit higher than a fucking chimpanzee like Warski.
You know, if you don't
Be a
want to just
fucking
be
man.
a Jew, faggot, Mexican.
There you go. You tell him, Surfer. You tell him. But he doesn't have the fucking balls. The fucking balls to do it. To do a one-on-one show. No, he doesn't. Even with Ricada, his own lawyer, in his back pocket as the moderator, he will not agree, and he's a fucking fraud. Everybody petition Ricada to make it happen. He's already agreed. But unless the pressure is kept on these people, it won't happen. So petition them. Let them know you want to see this happen. Because I will debate loli with him anytime, any place, other than his fucking retarded show where it's going to be 20-on-1. I'll take a 2v1 against him and Ricada again, and I'll embarrass them again. But I don't even think Ricada is going to want to defend Lolicon, to be perfectly frank with you. So that's just the reality. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. The winning is endless. Let's hope Ralph goes to jail and Mr. Vickers drops some shit that sends Dax there as well. But more than likely, Mr. Vickers is just blowing smoke up all our asses and is totally full of shit.
Vickers is the most shameless grifter of them all.
Well, he's grifting his own daughter's fucking sex tape. He's grifting the destruction of his family. So yeah, it is a pretty shameless grift. It is what it is. You know, for super chats and merch money. Makes a lot of sense there. Really solid work there, guys. Keep carrying the weight. Keep carrying the load there, guys. Keep winning there. But that's it. Have a good one. It's the big dog.
Juice.
The big dog. Woof. The big dog.